Well, let's get straight to it. It's been 43 years since we've had an assassination attempt on a president. So how does the attempt to kill the former president compare to President Ronald Reagan's and others in American history, since you're such an expert on this?
Well, the commonality is unstable individuals, people who have no control over their lives, who want to lash out and basically commit suicide. Ironically, Teddy Roosevelt in 1912 was shot in the chest in Milwaukee. You may remember he was campaigning for the Bull Moose Party, a third party. He lost to Taft and Wilson. But the situation in America now is much different because of the mass media, and that's what's driving a lot of violence. And both journalists know that. In fact, a big headline today is Morning Joe on MSNBC was iced by Comcast because that program has been so vitriolic against Donald Trump. They actually did not run it. It should be on right now, but if you tune over to MSNBC, and I hope you don't, you won't see it.
Yeah, well, Bill, and this is something I've noticed here in the newsroom, too. We, in every newsroom, you've got all the TVs up, and Morning Joe is normally on one of those on MSNBC.
Yeah,
so does this prove that what critics say, that MSNBC can't be fair? Is that why they haven't done this? We've heard that they've, a lot of morning shows or any cable news show would be on a delay anyway in case there is something that's said on air that needs to not make it on air. But what's your analysis of all this?
Well, thank God NewsNation is not involved with this. But over the weekend, I did a special report on BillO'Reilly.com. It's approaching 4 million views, which shows you how powerful the Internet news is now. We're overwhelming the corporate news. But in that special, I pinpointed 3 organizations that are actually paying people to hate. NBC News and MSNBC, they hate Trump all day, every day. CNN has moderated it, all right? They destroyed their brand by hating Trump, but they've got new management there, and they pulled back from that a little bit. They still have it, but it's not what it used to be. And ABC News, The View. I don't know how they're going to handle The View today, because that is a hate fest. And that's ABC News runs that program. Now, we used to work at Fox News. That was never a factor at Fox News, the ad hominem personal hate attacks. The management at Fox News always came down on people who did that. Now, you can make a case there are a few people over there that do it, but it's not woven into the fabric of the corporation as it is at MSNBC. They make their money hating Trump. They sign checks to people who hate Trump. And President Biden was absolutely right last night, and one of the first guys that came out and lauded him was Brit Hume, when he says it's got to stop. Now, both candidates, Trump and Biden, have been guilty somewhat of doing that. And I expect both will stop it now. And if they don't, they'll have to answer to me.
Bill, do you think this was a direct response to the Oval Office address given by President Biden last night from MSNBC? I mean, this morning?
No, it's a direct response to people like me telling the American public, if you watch these organizations, you are responsible for peddling that hate. No one should be watching that hate, Anna.
But it's also on social media, Bill. It's all over our phones. It's not just, on cable news on the far right or left. It's worse on social media and the conspiracy theories and everything else. Yep. Everybody's got their own massive platform, or they can. What else needs to be done?
Okay, but that's different. All right, so you got individuals on social media in the basement. They're emotionally disturbed, many of them, and they spit out this vitriol, and nobody can do anything about it because of the First Amendment. But when you have corporations, big, giant corporations, all right, encouraging this kind of stuff, you can do something about that.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.